Our government, Boehner, it's his real name, why not just pronounce it? Be like if I said, my name is not Jones, it is Jonans or something. I was literally, he had a whole campaign when he first ran for Congress where they would say on TV, I ought to find the clips really funny. He goes, it's not Boner, it's Boehner. They would have these radio ads too. That's what I saw was a radio ad put to YouTube years ago. But I mean, be proud of your German name, bro. It just means like Bonner, but it's Boner. Now, continuing here, the real elite are just people like us on average. Most of them aren't total criminals, but they're part of the criminal combine because they've got to work with it just to get along. And one of those is Peter Thiel, who helped create a lot of the revolutionary things we see out there today in online commerce, PayPal. The billionaire tech entrepreneur is on a mission to cheat death. And Democrats attack him a lot and say he's the only example of a conspiracy, so they can throw it back on libertarians. But he does give money to pro-gun groups, and he does give money to libertarian groups and people like Rand Paul. He also goes to Bilderberg. But the co-founder of PayPal, and likely the most successful venture capitalist in Silicon Valley, is on a mission to change the world through technology and find a cure for death. And then the Telegraph describes their hour-long interview with him where he talks about transcendence and humans merging with machines. You ought to go read the article. Now, I quoted people like Thiel, Kurzweil, and others, but went deep into the documents in my seminal film, Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement, available free online. You can buy the DVD as well at InfoWarsStore.com if you want to have it hard copied. And this is just a small part of the film where we get into this, but when you understand this, you understand how the entire game plan operates and how it really works. That's why they want world government. That's why they want to shut down individual liberty, is so the elite has access to all this without you sharing it. Because if the general public ever gets all this, it'll blast all their monopolies. So they want to keep their monopolies in place while being able to have a breakaway civilization. I'm going to skip this network break. While they have a breakaway civilization that we're not even aware of that hides behind corporate/national/global security. And that's their words, not mine. Well, here's the deal. I'm not going to go join them and work with them hoping that I get entree into this system. That's bad mojo, bad karma. I'm not a Buddhist, but you know the term, or Hindu. We call it reap what you sow when we're Christians. My God-fearing antennae go bang. They don't like it when I think about joining with Sauron so that I supposedly get some power and I can live longer and my kids can. No, the answer is expose the rabbit trick, expose the whole paradigm, justice be done, may the heavens fall, and let people know the real inequity is in technology and information, and that a superclass is formed and is preparing to literally escape to an Elysium-type system what they have helped create. So I want to force them to be culpable. I want to force them to be in the crosshairs politically. I want to force them to understand the public knows the secret, the public knows the trick, the public knows the game, so they can't get away with it, so they reverse this plan of global depopulation and exterminism. Let the clean technologies come out. Let the real education systems come out that can empower humanity and stop trying to dumb humanity down so that they can continue to be the elite if they will just share the technology and the information and not try to exterminate everybody. And there are enough good members of the elite that are already guilty about what they've done and already know it's immoral and already don't trust the technocrats above them and know they're going to end up getting cheated as well, who want the same thing. So we'll only corner them if we say no quarter. If we say no quarter, we're going to come for you, you're going to be tried, you're going to go to prison, they'll fight to the end, might blow the earth up doing it. If we have a velvet revolution of understanding, and I don't want to use the word seduce because that has wicked connotations, but talk to the elite and talk to their subordinates and really have a serious discussion with them, we've got a chance to have a lot of them defect back to sanity and have a real debate about all this and try to fix it. But I got to get the public first to want to have a real debate about all this. I mean, you got to decide that fantasy football is not the only thing in the universe. You got to decide that, you know what, Alex Jones knows what he's talking about. Because when I came out and put this film out, the system got really upset. Because it really told their whole game plan. And now other people could know their game plan. We have a whole online bibliography, whatistheendgame.com. I haven't looked at that site in years. Not even still up, whatistheendgame.com. Every second of that film has an online bibliography. Showing the proof, showing the news clippings, showing the documentation. And they said, Jones is crazy. He believes they want to create a world government for life extension, merge with machines and exterminate the vast majority of the population. Well, that's what the plan is. And Bill Joy wrote about it and warned people 14 years ago in his in Wired magazine. He said, I went to an elite meeting with 200 top tech owners, and the whole discussion was, do we just kill everybody now or let them play video games? And the answer was, it's immoral to let them just play video games. We're going to drop the hammer. You see the robots getting ready to replace you. You see the paramilitary police getting ready. That's in the first phase to make sure you don't try to squirm. Then they'll be dealt with later. A lot of folks say, hey, we know this is coming. You can't stop it. I'm going to try to have a good time while this all happens. Well, I'd go buy prison stock, and I'd go buy robot stock, and I would endorse Lucifer on air if I was you out there, folks, if you want to sell out and just accept all this and throw yourself at the feet of the world system. You will be destroyed, and you'll lose your soul in the process, but hey, does that really matter? If there's a free iPhone implant or something in it, maybe that's the way to go, okay? But don't cop out and be a coward and point your finger at me and say, that's the nut, that's the kook, that's the crazy guy. You bet I've yelled and screamed to get your attention. It's frustration 3-4 hours a day on air. I'm sick of it. I know it's real. Believe me, it ain't fun dealing with these people and their mind games and their dirty tricks and all the rest of it. And, and because I don't even hate their minions. They're just mindless little programmed dummies who are like children. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do, to quote Christ. Let me tell you something. You sell out to this, you sold yourself out. And people better make a decision which side they're on now. Because notice it's getting clear. Everything's getting very clear. And that's what God always does historically before a world is judged, before a nation, before a region, before a people, before a culture, before a city, before a family, before a man, before a woman, before a child is judged. It all is manifest and shown to be clear, so you don't have any denial. And God will show you again and again and again, and then finally the hammer will drop, and all the begging and all the pleading and all the screaming and all the crying because you have no memory of it. The Germans have a memory. They don't like these wars. 20 million dead Germans. 20 million, same number, dead Russians. Think they like war? We only lost 400,000 people in World War II. We don't have a real memory of it. Putin talked about his speech where he said we have nuclear weapons a month ago. He said Russians have a memory. He said a racial memory of being invaded and attacked over and over again. Over and over again. Not just by Napoleon and Hitler. And see, Americans don't really have that racial memory. We've been given the false racial memory with sages like Mr. Maddow and that other guy, the Reverend Sharpton up there with 5th grade level race baiting, divide and conquer. I mean, those people all know what they're doing. Get that straight. They're up there soullessly reading off teleprompters, trying to screw America up. I mean, can you imagine? You could put a gun to my head and say, be like Rachel Maddow, you're dead. Well, go ahead and pull the trigger. I'm not selling out. And it's not a hard decision. There's no coming back from this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to this clip from Endgame. Here it is.
Eugenics dominated the 20th century. Its ruthless spirit has now metastasized into the fields of genetics, nanotech, and robotics. But that's not surprising. From their inception, all three disciplines have been dominated by eugenicists. The billionaire founder of Sun Microsystems, Bill Joy, courageously went public in 2000 to warn of a cancerous consensus among the technocratic elite that at best humanity would be completely enslaved by the year 2030, and at worst, mass extermination of everyone but the elite would take place. A who's who of the techno-elite are members of what is known as the transhumanist or post-humanist movement. Many of its adherents see only the beneficial aspects of technology's exponential rise, like bringing sight to the blind, sound to the deaf, and longer life for all. But what many of them don't know is that master eugenicist Julian Huxley founded transhumanism, and that society's controllers openly admit that the new system is designed to progress into absolute tyranny. Leading transhumanist Ray Kurzweil boasts that technological advancements will allow those that can afford it to live forever, but admits that most won't be able to keep up with the new master race. The drive for world government is now all about who will control and have access to radical life extension systems.
Biological evolution is too slow for the human species. Over the next few decades, it's going to be left in the dust.
Transhumanists believe that they will attain the fountain of youth by merging with technology. Now, it may be within their reach. Decades ago, transhumanists said that if you did not accept augmentation or enhancements, you would no longer be able to get jobs. And now it's happening today.
The elite who occupy the commanding heights of digital reality are suicidal nihilists. Suicidal nihilists know that there is no longer any substantive purpose to their willing, but they would always prefer to go on willing than not to act at all. They can very happily ally themselves with the notion of nuclear holocaust or perfect exterminism.
Technology has become so powerful in its capacity for destruction that free humanity cannot afford to let psychopathic technocrats with delusions of grandeur repeat the mistakes of their forebears, because it is highly probable that this time they may destroy everything, including themselves in their mad rush for godhood. In this film, we have chronicled the Overlord's bloody orgy of experimentation, which already claimed the lives of more than 150 million people in the 20th century. And now, they are promising to deliver an invincible tyranny that will dwarf their past exploits. In the days of World War II, there were sovereign nations and armies to stand against Hitler's final solution. Once world government is in place, no one will be able to stop the New World Order's plans for global population reduction. For those immune to psychological programming, hundreds of FEMA camps have already been built throughout the United States. In their quest for population reduction, no method is off the table. These dark builders intend to release a string of man-made bioweapons plagues, each one worse than the last, while at the same time expanding the police state to enforce an orderly extermination of the population, all in the name of fighting invisible terrorists. And the Georgia Guidestones stand today as a cold testament to the elite's sacred mission. To have a two-class system where the underclass are forced to live as slaves in tiny enclosed cities, while the elite enjoy the land of the earth, evolve into superhumans with the aid of advanced implantable technologies, live eternal lives, and travel throughout the cosmos. This is the promise given to the inner members of the New World Order and the agenda of the Bilderberg Group.
Now, we get into more proof in the film and show Dr. Pianka talking about airborne Ebola and things like that. But that's a 3-hour film. That gives you an idea right there. And here's Peter Thiel on London Telegraph saying their plan is to bring in a system for eternal life for the elite. So there you go. We've got a special guest joining us, some other special reports coming up as well. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
We're on the march.